I'd love to hear a bit more about your book and the process as we're coming up to the end of our session. Would you like to tell our listeners a bit about that?
Sure. So, well, the book will be coming out on January 25th, 2022. It'll be available for sale. It'll be available for pre-sale before that. But this has been a real talk about a long game. It's been a really fun process, talking about process. And the book is it's called Work from the Inside Out because it profiles 22 people who each in their own way navigated different kinds of career transitions throughout their careers. So most of these stories are about people who went through a variety of career transitions, and each of them had set an example for dispelling different kinds of, I think, myths about what it takes to have a fulfilling and meaningful career. The underlying theme throughout the book is fear. Now, not to say that everybody runs through fear, but I think a lot of people make decisions about their careers or hold themselves back in their careers based on some underlying fear, such as it's too late. I'm too old to go back to school. It's too late to make a change. Or as we already spoke about, they have a certain definition of success. And well, success doesn't look like that. Or I need to make a certain amount of money. I have responsibilities. I couldn't possibly make a change right now. I have a mortgage, or I have 5 children, or, there are people depending on me. If I make a change, they think they have a crystal ball that it's not going to work out in some way. Or people think that, careers are formed in some sort of straight line. Oh, I couldn't possibly jump off that ladder of success because I'm working my way up some kind of corporate ladder. And if I deviate or color outside the lines, I won't be on that success path anymore. So I think that, it really shows and really illustrates through stories all the different ways people have found their way to their own definition of success, on and off, because it also tells all the stories of all the things that didn't go well. And it also demonstrates all the different ways that people have found their way to finding careers that are meaningful, fulfilling, and satisfying. And my point throughout the book isn't to say you too should do things the way these people did it, as much as to say, just allow yourself to just look through the lens of this other person and see what it inspires in you from your own experience, not to duplicate what they did, but just as a point of inspiration. Most of the stories in the book are from people I interviewed on my podcast. Dorie Clark is one of the stories in the book. Jay Vogt, who I talked about a moment ago, the country doctor style consultant, is one of the other stories. And and it just addresses a lot of the things that I've noticed in being a career and executive coach for the last 20 plus years. And so there's a lot of narrative in there about my ideas about how do you work your way through, and then using these folks' stories to illustrate those points. I also include in the book some thought-provoking questions to get the reader thinking about how they can reflect on themselves and their lives and their professional experiences. And then I also offer up some activities and things that they can do themselves to try to help them get to the next steps. I also created an extensive resources section in the back of the book that includes a lot of resources like books and podcasts. Let's see, whose podcast is in the back of the book? Oh, yours is actually. So that people have resources and places to go to help them think these things through. So I'm hoping that the book will be a resource to people to get them thinking and to find their way towards something that's going to bring about more meaning, satisfaction, and fulfillment in their careers. And I'm hoping that the book is it's not a reflection of me personally. It's something I want people to reflect on for themselves. I'm excited to put it out there.